fierce morality. Nightfall, the rain, and the silence leads. We have come into the night, thunder raging war and night. We have come into the night, thunder raging war and night. We'll fight, dark age, Ragnarok, sail war. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla.
Hello, everybody. I am joined today by Malco and Abu Marcana for streaming Week 7 games of Night Raid Owls versus Velocity Gaming. How are you doing?
Ooh, it's good to be here. It's good to be here for this casting today. I'm feeling good. How about you guys?
I'm great.
Feeling
I got Malco here to cast with me. What more could I ask for? I got you back from Beard for a little bit.
We'll figure this more out. I'll try to get on the desk a little bit more. I definitely, like I said, I love being up here. So, and with these two games and the two teams that we got going up against one another, it's definitely, but possibly gonna look like one hell of a scrap.
Should be a fun one. These are recorded games, so I'll just have us jump straight into a draft for game number 1. And we had Velocity Gaming on the blue side, Night Raid Owls on the red side. Looking like Velocity banned away Ari, Lilia, and Kaisa. Taking away a mid pick, a jungle that Kid Buu definitely likes, and an ADC. Night Raid banned away that Seraphine, Zac, and Caitlyn. And for this matchup, Flame was actually subbing in for Velocity in the mid lane for Excellence, just so everyone knows the team lineup. Velocity then first picked that Ashe. Night Raid followed it up with the Vayne Sejuani. Velocity grabbed Milio and Shaco. Shaco was up, so Casual Plebs said I will play my main champion. And rounding out the first 3 picks with the Brand for Night Raid Owls. Velocity then took away Fiora and Jax. Night Raid took out that Gangplank and Mordekaiser. Night Raid grabbed the Silas. Finished out Velocity's draft with the Ornn and Yone, and then the Aatrox to finish out the draft. How you feel about these teams, Malco?
I'm really big on how Velocity's playing some serious counter in the sense of like counter engage from the side of Night Raid Owls, considering their real only engage is basically the Aatrox and the Sejuani. The fact that like if they do jump on them, they have the Melio, they have the Ashe Arrow, they have the Ornn ultimate. The Yone is able to carry for himself. So I'm looking towards the Velocity comp as something that they were really thinking of. If they jump in on us, what's gonna happen? And I think the only other counter to that is possibly the Silas and Brand.
Yeah, for sure. Silas can help out a little bit with that engage, can steal that Ornn ultimate, and provide a big CC fight starter. I do like Velocities a lot. They've got a lot of all-in. The only one that seems kind of out of the team comp would be the Shaco, but it's one that Casual Pleb likes a lot, so I get why he picked it up. For Night Raid, definitely looking for that scaling. Got that Vayne, got that Brand, and got the Silas, so got a couple of tanks and then a lot of hyper carries to try and sit behind them, but will be interesting to see how this one plays out.
If Night Raid's able to keep the game stable throughout the laning phase and into team fights and such, and even if they fall behind and don't fall too far behind, their team is ultimately going to end up scaling to a point where the Vayne is just going to be a tear. So it's definitely on a clock for Velocity Gaming in this game, though.
For sure. But I will make up a prediction real quick here for game number 1. You can pick Velocity or Night Raid for who you think will bring home game number 1. I'll give you 2 minutes to do it while it loads up. So prediction starting now. Get your votes in if you would like to, and we'll hop on into these games.
Oh man, that's a pretty hard prediction right now. Depending on, like I said, how late the game goes, you got to really think about it. They're on a timer at this moment.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes. You can see a couple minutes of gameplay before you make a choice, but make sure you get it in if you want to. Oh, goodbye, chat.
I know what I said about Velocity, but I think I'm gonna go on the side of Night Raid.
I think either way is a pretty good choice. It's if you think Velocity will get to accelerate and close the game out pretty well, or if you think the scaling will work out.
Yep, there's the box. You'll love to see it.
Oh. Actually pretty good to get an invade on a Shaco jungler. Even if you don't find anyone, you can mess up his boxes and slow down his initial clear. But got some good vision down on that bot side.
Decent setup coming out from the side of Night Raid.
But I think the big matchup here, we saw Flame on the stream in some live games earlier this week where he popped off against my team on that Olaf. So NRO will definitely want to watch out for him getting very big.
I love the colors on that Melio skin, it's so cute.
Yes, Boo, who's winning the skin team comp right now?
I don't know. Mockingbird's got that drip trucks. Or Gamble.
As we get on into it, because bot lane, I don't think either side has a huge advantage. Obviously, Vayne will scale harder, but Ashe has a little better poke.
Ashe has the better lane advantage here into Vayne, just a natural counter. She's gonna have better lane pressure, but once the laning phase ends, I think Vayne will have a better advantage.
Yeah.
And a slight engage here from the mid lane. A small little fight going on between the Sylas, and the Sylas is able to ignite. Both ignites going down. Flash is used by the Sylas trying to get back under his turret. Both are going to shake hands and say, I'm not going to continue this fight. And that's just going to be the end of the mid lane.
A little bit of a positive trade for Flame. Got out the extra summoner, but might be getting ganked by the Sejuani.
Just casually waiting there.
Nice little ball.
Small little fight here going on between the two junglers. Stun landed. Yone coming on with the Spirit, trying to catch up to the Sejuani. Not going to be able to be close enough to be able to initiate any more of that fight. Shaco kind of invading here, seeing where the Sejuani's going. Sejuani able to push him off out of their jungle. And small initial fight here too in the top lane. Everybody here just everyone's just dueling except for the bot lane, which I was hoping a little bit more bot lane action would happen in this game, but I was wrong. Both junglers once again in the mid lane. Sejuani really wants this, trying to be able to get this kill, but I don't think it's gonna work out. Flash, first blood going over to the Sylas to be able to kill the Shaco. And a small fight here going on the top side, but Aatrox being able to heal up a little bit and get away. Sylas trying to go ahead and kill this Yone, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do so.
These scraps are so close.
Yeah, I can like literally. Oh man, this is a little bit like more of a scrappy game than I was expecting, and it's just like I'm already nail biting. I'm not gonna lie, just because of how close I'm. Just, like they have to be single digit HP for the most part every time these fights are ending.
There's been a couple times where I'm like, Yone, don't be going in, what you doing? But he survives, so I guess it works.
Sorry I didn't have the stream up for you, so we're a little delayed.
We're all good. At least I was able to catch some things from the direct stream up there, which everybody should be on the stream.
For sure, for sure. I was like, seems like there's a second behind me. Oh, I didn't share my screen.
Right now, Silas being able to chase the Shaco out. He gets the blue buff for himself. Shaco gonna leave a ward there, but not gonna mean anything with that control ward there as well. Bot lane once again, kind of not really doing much, just farming. Silas aggressive.
Lima doing a good job up here, just playing the Orange safely. The Aatrox doesn't have too much kill pressure on him, but if you go into fights and let him trade into you, it can get scary, but playing it correctly is the Orange.
The Orange doing his job. He just knows eventually, big old meatball, just gotta make sure to protect the carry.
Yeah.
But
protect the carries and upgrade your team.
Silas just showing off, trying to get that little bit of damage onto the tower. And Ornn here, you know, doing his thing as usual. He's gonna have to take a little bit of the initial damage, but it's okay. This is how you know nothing's happening in bot lane right now. Direct to camera's like, you know what? Mid top, mid top, mid top. That's all that's happening in this small engage. Thinking he's gonna land that stun there, and he's able to get it on this initial engage, barely under tower. The ignite used, but the minion damage, and Silas is able to secure that kill on Yone, but also goes down. It's actually a trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, the Ignite's killing each other right at the same time. The duo solo bolo for both of them.
These two are going to be the primary reason why the game gets so exciting. But right now, Ornn trying to push the Aatrox off. Ornn actually doing very well, like surviving up here in this top lane. Ornn ultimate used while the Shaco is using his Q to get out. Aatrox ultimate ignite a use here to try to get away. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. Actually, he can. That extra bit movement speed's good enough for him.
Nicely played, Mockingbird. Yep, flashing away from that second Ornn ult to avoid the knockup.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of scared of Aatrox. I've recently been like seeing him in games, and I don't know what that buff did to him, but it's just very scary to like look at your top lane and there's like a 9-1 Aatrox and you're like, what happened?
Yeah, they gave him a slight buff. I don't think it did anything huge. It just was one of those buffs where people said, oh, he's stronger, I'll play him again. Cause
he kind of needed it though, didn't he?
He was a little bit weak. They had nerfed him after the last season Worlds where he was like in every game. So they were giving him a little bit more power back. But still, yeah, if an Aatrox gets ahead, he can still be very scary. But not as strong as he once was.
The box.
I swear I hate Shaco so much. I think that's just me playing AD carry, and it's looking like Sejuani's gonna have to get out of here. You can't get your red back, but Silas is here for the fight, being able to land this ultimate going off onto him. The Shaco ultimate actually is the reason why Silas is not gonna be able to take him down. That's actually a very useful interaction, and they're gonna just go ahead and engage onto the Ornn. Ornn going down. Another kill going over to the side, over to the red side.
Yeah, really well played by Mabra there, using the Shake ultimate to dodge the Yone ultimate.
That's actually, that's actually a very, like, to think about that in a team fight, like, going on in that moment is actually very, very, like, I don't know, that's impressive to me. Like, you have to be like, alright, what's the better ultimate to take right now? And then you utilized it immediately to just not have to take any more of that damage.
Oh,
but unfortunately,
that was dirty.
With the ult getting executed.
Execute.
Oh.
That was nasty.
Well, while we're singing his praises, even though he died, Mabra very good on the Silas, and definitely showing he's used to that champ, knowing to grab the ult and use it right away. Now it looks like Night Ray trying to start up this dragon, but Yone is here.
Yeah, but unfortunately Yone being there might not be enough, especially with no ultimate up, might not be enough to actually do anything, so they might just have to give up this one. It's only the first Drake though, so I don't think Night Raid has anything to worry about. Like at least with them like engaging on them, Velocity is probably just like just give it up.
Yeah, for sure. Still a very close game. Only 600 gold in the lead for NRO currently, so still anyone's game. Losing one dragon's not a big deal. And hey, we're getting a little bit of poke down here bottom. Thank you, direct to camera.
But
Wait, we
unfortunately,
finally get
the
bot
Amelia
lane
negates all of it.
Okay. Oh, the Ash will come
Oh,
down.
we got an engage, and it's now the Brain ultimate coming down. Says Vanio barely misses on the Ash. Cleanse coming out, or the ultimate coming out from the Amelia, and that just immediately negates everything that just happened down in the bot lane.
I
We
love
finally get a little bit
Emilio.
of fun. You know what? I take that over Yumi. I'll still take Amelia over Yumi.
Dude, give
On
me back
ultimate
old
being
Yumi.
used.
They ruined my champion.
Combo. There's no way that Aatrox is surviving that. Sorry, Mockingbird. Flame secures that kill.
Good Grim
Yes,
there by
I'm a Yumi.
Flame. But Aatrox taken down. No, we're never gonna bring back old Yumi. That champion was cancer.
I miss old Yumi. Bring it back.
True.
I'll start a petition.
Beard says fuck Yumi. You right.
Thank you, Beard.
Y'all just
See,
some haters, man.
That's my support.
That is your support. Oh yeah, Malco said he's gonna drop so he can stream more, Beard. By the way.
You're trying to get me killed.
Beard's a teddy bear. He'd never hurt anybody.
True.
Beard has never laid a hand on anyone in his life. I see you, Pyro. I see you talking shit too.
Down with Yumi. For the bot fight where the Ashe had ulted, it was actually a very nice knockback by Nithros to keep the brand alive. It's stunned the Ashe long enough where Midwife Crisis did not fall.
Honestly, how that entire thing started from the side of Velocity, that was actually a really like clean overall start. And I really thought they could have secured the brand there, but like you said, the fact that they had Sivani and then the Silas takes the ultimate from the Yone and the full engage over from Night Raid. If the stun's gonna land, they're gonna try to flash in. And they tower dive this, he comes back and shutdown going over to the side of Aatrox. TP coming in as the Shaco is trying to attempt to secure some kills back as we get a little bit of a fight. Brand ultimate used, but the Brand's gonna go down to the Ashe. A whole lot of fighting going on, but the Ashe is also going down as the Vayne is trying to show what Vayne does. Gosu mechanic coming on out, get out, double kill, and the kill going over to Amelia to get the Vayne. Wow, so much fighting that just happened. I can't believe what was going on there.
That was spicy. There was a lot happening
Fighting
there.
across the map, and now Night Raid looking to secure this Herald.
Smart play. It was only a 4 for 2, so they can definitely make some use of securing the objective on the map.
Yep. I think worth there for Nithros, the wave got pushed under tower with the dive and getting a kill onto Vayne for 1 on Milio is not a bad trade.
And now that Dashi starts propelling her too, so the lane's been pretty equalized the entire time for at least bot lane.
Beard asking Blitz how the baby's doing. Yes, everyone in chat congratulate Blitzkrieg. He has his daughter now at home. Oh, everybody watch out, there's an ad coming in 50 seconds. If you want to ignore it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel to avoid that ad interrupting your game experience.
In this bot lane, unfortunately,
Oh,
Brand
that's a
going
Clown
down once
Fiesta.
again. A whole entire Clown Fiesta indeed. The fact that the Yone was surviving for so long. And now NRO, that Flynn and Ashe ultimate perfectly happens. And now Marbra gonna be able to secure a kill on Lethal Lime, and that was absolutely insane. Was not expecting it to go that far.
Great roams here, just doing the death ball for NRO, getting a lot of kills and looking to pick up this mid tower now. Meanwhile,
So-
Owen's pushing in this top lane.
So I want to say, in this particular moment, it really is starting to come true a little bit, where I was saying that Velocity is kind of on a timer with their comp, but it might be even less now. With look at the way of like the different shutdowns: 3-1 Vayne, 4-2 Silas, 2-1 Aatrox, 1-0-6 as Wani. The game right now has significantly accelerated for NRO, and it's not looking too good at least this very moment for the side of Velocity.
Yeah, for sure. Velocity still has a fair amount of pick potential, so they might be able to get some shutdowns, help themselves get back into it, but right now, sitting at about a 2k deficit. As Velocity looking to start this dragon.
Is going in, but good landings on all the spells from the Brand. Brand now going down, and another pick potential cleanse used by the Vayne. Vayne trying to kite this out, getting away from them. And now Sejuani going in, trying to secure something onto the Ashe, but having to walk away. And now the rest of the team from Velocity is down here. They're going to engage right onto the Sylas, stopping the Sylas ultimate from the stolen ultimate from Sylas, being able to use their own ultimate. Ashe flashing in, able to secure the kill on Kid Buu, as the rest of the team is going to be fighting down on the bot side. Velocity showing that they still have some life here. Shutdown going over to Shaco as they're able to push away from Aatrox, and now they're going to be able to get this dragon for themselves. Good fight over here from Velocity Gaming.
Yep, just as I said it, they use that Ashe ultimate to help get a couple picks before that fight, and then have the number advantage, and looking like they'll pick up this dragon.
And now with Ram back here, Aatrox has to show that he is a big boy. He's sitting there trying to establish dominance, but unfortunately, the Yone ultimate coming out, getting the 3 knockups, double kill, going over to the side of Yone, as well as Shaco being able to get the kill onto the Brand. Once again, Velocity Gaming, wow, turning that absolutely around. I think I just passed a cursed NRO.
Yeah, going
and just
from,
like that, all the shutdowns were gone.
going from a 2k lead to now a 1k deficit for NRO, and they lost the dragon fight. I feel like if they had come in all together, that could have been a good fight for them, but just kind of not having your full team as you walk in, allowing Velocity to get a lot of gold right there.
And it's actually like, literally all the shutdowns have completely shifted over to the other side. And now it's just like, oh, everybody else is now shut down. So again, I still see though there is still the potential for NRO to scale, even though they lost all these shutdowns and they lost their lead. Like if it does end up shifting in another way, they still do have that big team fight potential. They do still have that scaling potential as well. So I don't think they're too worried about losing this lead just yet. But it definitely is a little worrisome that they were able to lose it so easily.
Oh yeah. I think the biggest issue for team fights is just that Lima's playing the Ornn ultimates
And
really
right
well.
now, that's Sylas, unfortunately. Is the Shake ultimate gonna save him? No! Flame is officially on a rampage. Alright, it's about to be a forest fire over there because I'm looking now and I'm like, the Yone is actually significantly in a very good position right now.
Yep, up
double
kills
farm
and yeah, up 40 farm. Playing very well on that Yone.
Sedge was able to stop this turret from going down, but don't know, and that pullback completely stopping the potential knockup. And Yone really trying to get this turret, but it's not going to be able to work with Sejuani really guarding this with her life, and it's actually working out because Sylas is able to come back, and right now with the clone under the turret, it's not going to really do much else. The Sejuani ultimate coming out, unfortunately, barely
so
missing as the box stops Sylas. Sylas with the Everfrost. Everfrost not going to be able to land.
Casual is a Shaco menace, good lord.
Public menace to society, so that's what all Shaco meetings are.
Just
True.
Shaco things. They don't play to have fun, they play to make you not have fun.
But in return, doesn't that make them have fun?
That's
I guess.
You can't tell me Casual's not having fun.
I don't know if Casual's ever having fun.
We're playing League. Are we all ever really having fun?
True.
Some good points. These are good points.
We've got the second rift up, might be looked at by Velocity. Got about a minute to take it.
They have a decent positioning here, and they have some good vision actually for themselves up on that top side, so they might be able to actually secure it. But definitely with Sejuani pathing top, it might be a little bit more risky, so they might not want to 50-50 that.
Looking like he did start it up, so might end up with a fight. Like I said, just thinking they might be on it.
They got a shitload of wards in those bottom bushes, holy.
Yon trying to go ahead and utilize the lead that they have, showing some dominance. You can see that they don't want to actually try to engage on that right now. And Aatrox trying to go in on this Shaco. He's going to go ahead and use the ultimate to get the clone out there. The Ornn ultimate coming down, able to make a couple knockups. Not a lot of damage being done on the Yon, but there's a lot of damage being dealt to the Aatrox as Silas tries to run away, utilizing the blast cone. Says Wani engaging on top of the Yon. Yon trying to go ahead with Emilio. Emilio's going to be helping out. There's no way to get away, says Wani. Flame, you're unstoppable.
Man's is 7-3.
And we're losing the Rift, but on the bot side, we're able to pick up that first tower.
Oh, he clipped him!
So clean right at the very end, but unfortunately not going to be enough. That turret shot and then shutdown going over to Silas.
Well
that
played,
was
Mobra.
wow. Honestly, I didn't see that last turret shot. I didn't foresee that actually like hitting him there, but
yeah, I think it was one where he tethers back and it's like flying, but then you don't really see it.
You don't see it until you're dead.
Literally, it's like, oh, what killed me? Oh,
tower. Mobra
The
is
classic.
indeed clean on that side.
and right now the Aatrox is really showing that even though their team's behind, the Ornn can't really do too much to them.
Now it's looking like a dragon fight is brewing. Enero's gonna want to be more grouped up for this fight unless they want to get picked off once again.
Shout out to Kid Boo for not disconnecting, and it's 20 minutes in. Proud of you, buddy. Good job.
Sure.
Oh,
Might be a first for him.
nah, it's all good. They're
They
only
forced
down
out the early
1.2k. Easy fight being forced out. Shaco getting shut down, but Yon coming from behind with Brand getting taken out here. 1-for-1 currently on the side support for jungler. So right now the objective securing advantage going over to the side of NRO, but it's still a really tough fight, especially with this Yon still being a problematic thing to deal with.
Now in the chat, the only
Sedgel.
thing disconnecting now is his Sedgel.
The
I
flame.
love it! I love it!
That was a good one to know.
Ouch.
Looking like they
I put
opted
that
to
one.
not go for the dragon with the smite up though, so everyone's
Okay.
looking for that reset.
Alright. Sounds like a plan. So we're going to probably get another fight here, I want to say, within the next minute and a half or so, because this is definitely one of the souls that's going to be a much more competitive one. It's Ocean Soul. This is one, especially for someone like Aatrox, someone like Silas who wants that regen, they're definitely going to want all of that.
Oh yeah, Ocean Soul is always very nice to have. Looking like they're starting it up for NRO. The top laners are still battling it out, but there should be a fight at the Dragon Pit.
While blue team summons the Rift Herald in that lane like it's going to be a distraction, blue team is able to
Oh my
steal the
God.
Drake and a whole fight ensues. Nitro's going to be able to get casual place, but a double ultimate from the Yon, and even though he's going to get taken down by the Bane chases down everybody. It's not going to be enough. There's no way. Can you get away? Flash coming out from the Ashe, being able to get away from that. But the Bane just secured some major kills that were going to be needed for their team.
Yeah, really well done by Nithros there, autoing the right targets and getting a couple kills. Unfortunate the Shaco was able to steal away the dragon, but they got the team fight win.
And that shifted the gold lead quite a bit now. Ornn ultimate gonna be used, but Aatrox is still a fighter right here, trying to get away. It's not gonna be enough. Aatrox missing the Q1, but also missing the Q2. Ultimate coming out and trying to dash away. Maybe able to get the Q. Was able to also get the Q3. Nope. Reset Q1, Q2, Q3 gonna miss. He's gonna have to just let the Ornn walk away.
Q.
Ornn feeling a lot better now with that Bramble Vest, cutting a little bit of that healing off the Aatrox. But still one where neither should really die.
That's drip trucks to you.
Rip trucks.
Still
You
an
got the
absolute
chain, bro.
menace.
Now the Baron is up. Probably see some vision fighting going on between the teams to see if they can't sneak or set up this objective.
I would at least say that the Brand and the Sejuani should be the ones that are walking around the jungle together trying to get the vision down. It would at least make it a lot safer, and they do have a pretty decent combo. And the Yone ultimate gonna land insane damage coming out of him, and shut down going over to the Shaco. Shaco, you didn't need to do that there.
Shiga walked in and took that. He said, yoink.
He said,
I saw you did all that work. Thank you.
Casual said, I believe this is my kill.
He's like, oh, did you want this? Not anymore.
But now with the man
Ow.
advantage, we're trying to see if we can't find someone in a bush as the top laner's now fighting in the bot lane.
Both of them having TP up there. It's a good thing that they're both down here. Honestly, Aatrox sitting here, still being able to push this Ornn in. That Bramble not really even meaning too much. He's still willing to full on go in for this. As long as he keeps landing those Qs, it's jeez, man.
Yeah, he finished that Black Cleaver. That helps out a lot for the Aatrox. As Ornn's working towards that Jack shows now.
That's a Sedge build. Is that the meta? Radiant into Redemption?
I believe Radiant is. I don't know about Redemption, but I don't really play Sedge, so I don't know.
No joke, I looked down there and I was like, is that an Ivern?
Kid Buu knows he's playing Sedge, not Ivern, right?
Kid Boo's just here to support his team. Top always.
Did his
fight.
brain disconnect when he
right,
started
Liam
building
left.
items?
If you're in the top lane, you have to fight. That's how we get the big damage numbers at the end of the game. Then we can pretend we were useful.
Looks like NRL understands that they got to get some serious vision set up here. They're the I feel that overall when it comes to like the team fight, they should be better off. They are better off overall, but it's just the way that Velocity sets up their picks and how they get their picks in the middle of the fights just doesn't allow for them to do like the full team fight engage, and that's definitely big on like Flame's like what's it called, his flanks that he actually ends up doing. Like he generally comes from below the side of NRO from wherever they're fighting. He's able to pick off the back line, and then it's like as if they're not looking for that right now.
Right.
There's a kitty under my desk. Hello.
He's got a special guest.
Velocity's trying to early set up for this dragon
And
spawning in a minute. And the
Oh
box
my
is-
god, he flashed immediately into another one. Oh no. Wait, is he gonna be able to get
Does
away?
he escape?
Does
No
he-
way.
No. Wow, because that was the clone. That's sad.
Midway tried their best, but there was no escape with that box behind.
Oh. I'm sorry. This is why I hate Shaco so much. I feel that brand's pain.
But now they'll have the 4v5 for this next dragon. If they get it, it'll put them on soul point.
And unfortunately, not going to be able to flash away from the Ash Ultimate. Mockingbird going down the wheel. Poco in a whole fight. He takes it out. Double kill going to the side of Velocity Gaming. Triple kill.
Ooh.
Quadra kill.
Where's
That's
the Penta? Where the brand at? Run him down.
Where you at? Where you at though? Oh no, he's up there. He's
Really?
coming back from base. He died
Really
early.
unfortunate they were stuck in that corridor for NRO. Got a huge Ornn ultimate and Yone ultimate to really just get a huge teamfight victory. Now they're picking up Dragon and the Baron.
And it's actually even sad because the fact that they didn't have Brand there in that tight corridor, which is literally the place you want to have him in, and they're all bunched up together, they would have actually probably been able to get a significant amount of damage down that could turn the fight. But yeah, unfortunately it was just really cleanly done. The Ash Arrow getting onto the Aatrox, then immediately followed up by the rest of the team just coming down and saying we're just gonna flex ourselves here. They knew what they could do, and once Yone could just get a 5-man ultimate, basically, it's like, okay, cool. You just gotta give up that fight at that point. Reset.
Right.
Big purple worm is secured.
They got both objectives. Jeez. NRO, this is looking kind of tough right now, guys.
They're starting to hit that late game phase though. We're almost 30 minutes in.
Yeah, we're getting close to
Yeah.
late, but so far Velocity doing a really good job finding the picks they need to then have the numbers advantage and win these team fights.
Vayne's about to hit Bork. Should be on her next back habit.
I'm very curious to see if a 3-item spike is gonna help this Vayne to really make a difference in these fights, because Vayne being low ranged, it's really hard for her unless she's basically up in the face of the front line. She's not really doing too much to get that back line and stop them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a little bit more difficult for their team to execute with the 80 carry right now that they currently have. It's kind of dependent on everybody else to really secure everything, and she just kind of cleans up from the back. So once she hits 3 items, Bork should definitely make a difference though, because the Kraken plus the Gwinsus is definitely gonna do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And nice little fight under the tower here. Silas having to utilize the Zonias. Oh, actually just a stopwatch, so he's gonna be going back for Zonias after that.
Yeah, I think also for NRO, it's kind of where they take the team fights with the lower range carry. In that last fight where they got wiped, Vayne couldn't really auto, so they very much lack the damage.
And it looks like right now the Aatrox definitely wants to try to fight this Ornn down here. Directing camera decides that it wants to go elsewhere because this Yone ultimate is going to land on top of Silas, but Silas is going to be able to get away from there, utilizing the flash to negate the rest of the damage.
Yeah, but
And right now they're just trying to stop this Baron push.
Lima's still doing what he's supposed to do, just disengaging from the Aatrox.
And that Ashe ultimate landing right there is going to be the engage that they absolutely need. Look at the damage coming out. Is Bonnie going to be able to barely get away? No, because the Shake is going to be able to take him out. As Ashe is running away, Aatrox is here to help defend the rest of the turret. And it's going to look like this is going to be another turret going down on the top side right after. Ornn ultimate coming out. Going to be able to land on top. And Feel Poco going godlike as this is just going in absolutely stomping territory for Velocity Gaming. Up 9k gold, chasing out the Silas. Silas utilizing the Zonias, trying to see if he can make something happen. Unfortunately, no, because Yone is going to consider this an ace, and I think they're going to consider this game.
Picking up the ace for Velocity and pushing down the Nexus towers.
And right now, the Yone ultimate landing, but the Brand is going to try to do something with his ultimate indeed, and it's coming back to the team, but it's not going to be enough damage. Now, the last effort, the final countdown. Are they going to be able to actually do something? Sejuani going in, but they're going to just end the game instead of trying to pad the KDAs. Velocity Gaming going to be able to take this victory in game 1.
Very well played game 1 from Velocity. NRO had a great start, but able to pull it back with some good picks and some good fights around that dragon. And looking like we had Flame having a huge game, 11, 5, and 10, as well as Wheel Poco doing quite well, 9, 2, and 7. And then Emilio being piloted by Lethal, just a very strong champion still, one who can enable many ADCs.
And they definitely utilize it to their advantage. The game at one point was definitely looking like it was NROs to take, and they looked like they were actually utilizing their comp to fruition, but then some things just fell apart. The picks were just coming out one after another from the comp of Velocity, and they just literally they managed to take that, like, what's it called, that momentum, and just push themselves forward.
For sure. But we'll see how NRO want to respond. Anybody need a quick break, or you want to roll into game 2?
I'm ready when you are.
You said you need a break, Boot?
Like 2 minutes.
Okay, we'll do a quick break. We'll listen to a song real quick, and then we'll jump into game 2. We will be right back.
suffocating high. Over and over and over again. Feel the surge of the blood in my eyes. I guess I'm starting to sink again. There's something wrong inside. I've become immortal. Vengeance inside of me, the sorrow. Face like a cast away the chaos. Forming around my face. The berserker inside of me. Immortal. Vengeance inside of me, the sorrow. Face like a cast away the chaos. Forming around my face. The berserker inside of me. I'm falling into the dark. Losing my senses. Falling into the dark. Losing my mind. Falling into the dark. I'm losing my senses. Will somebody wake me up? Fuck. Immortal. Vengeance inside of me, the sorrow. Face like a cast away the chaos. Forming around my face. The berserker inside of me. Immortal. Vengeance inside of me, the sorrow. Face like a cast away the chaos. Forming around my face. The berserker inside of me.
Yeah, we are back and ready to get into game number 2's draft. Here we see Night Raid took the red side. And looks like Velocity banned away the same first 3 champs, Ari, Lilia, Kaisa. This time Night Raid didn't want to deal with the Milio, so took out Milio, Zac, and Shaco. Also didn't want to deal with that Shaco once again. Understandable, that champion's very annoying. And Velocity still feeling comfortable on that Ashe. Picked up that first pick. Night Raid grabbed another shorter range ADC in the Samira, but partnered it with the Nautilus. Velocity grabbed Leona and a Mumu for some nice CC and team fight. And then Night Raid grabbed Gwen for their top lane. Velocity banned away that Silas from Mabra and Shyvana from Kidbu. Night Raid banning away Gangplank and Yone from Flame. And Night Raid grabbing that Lissandra. Velocity picking up Mordekaiser and Asol. And then Night Raid grabbing Fiora to try and counter that Mordekaiser pick. How you feeling about this draft number 2, Malka?
This draft feels completely different than the first. Wow. This is one where I'm actually a lot more. I'm actually kind of like, I don't know who to really say has a more of an advantage. Like there's obviously clear counters on both. Both comps kind of want to just do the same thing, which is just like lock down target and just make sure that they die. Like we burst them down before they can get out of our lockdown. So it's I'm just kind of like indifferent on both comps. This is actually going to be this one. I'm actually looking at like it's going to be a harder one.
Harder one just to predict, or for one of
Yeah,
the teams?
much harder to predict.
Yeah, it's both teams have a lot of really good team fight. A ton of picks once again from the side of Velocity. Leonold, Asholt, and a Mumu just catching people out, as well as an Assault. Night Raid going for that strong top side in the Fiora into the Mord, hoping they can get a good counter. Kidbu on Gwen, looking to scale up really hard this game. And then just plenty of CC in the Lissandra and Nautilus for them. So definitely should be a lot of fighting this game, and should be a fun one to check out. But I'll go ahead and toss up the prediction for game number 2. You got 2 minutes once again as I load us up into the game.
You want to load up your live as well?
Yes. There you go.
We have a surprise appearance from Pharaoh. How you doing today?
Hello. I am exhausted, but you know.
I'm being told by Lethal that Flame picking Asol was actually a first-time pick for him, so we'll see how he plays that champion.
Yo, that Asol skin, I think I have a winner.
It's the chroma that makes it look so good.
Which skin is that?
Is that the Storm Dragon one?
I have no idea. I just know it's pretty.
That would be. Let me see. Can you hover over it real quick?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Storm Dragon.
That is Storm Dragon.
Storm Dragon with the chroma.
I think my favorite chroma on it is the like blackish and purple.
For sure, for sure.
Minions have spawned.
But what do you think about this game, Pharaoh, as we're getting into it before the fights start? Do you have a favorite for one side or the other?
Right off the bat, it feels like Red Team wants to get picks. They've got Lissandra, they've got Gwen, Nautilus, Fiora's gonna be side laning for the most part, whereas Blue Team wants to team fight. You've got the Aurelion Soul ult, especially when he gets Sky's Descent with enough stacks. You've got Leona's ult, Amumu's ult, with also a pick factor of Leona and Ashe. So red side's strong suit's going to be picking off a member or two and then going for an all-in. Blue side just wants to go all-in for the most part.
For sure, for sure. But we'll see if we get some earlier fighting in this bot lane with 2 CC supports. Directed camera didn't come down here too much in the first game.
Kind of to be expected as we see them hit level 2 right here. The E going in immediately onto Leona right now. Ashe getting a lot of damage down on the Nautilus. They really want him, but unfortunately not going to be enough. She's going to flash it. First blood going over to the Ashe.
Really well played there, rushing level 2 and immediately engaging with the level advantage.
You would think Nautilus is the tank, but level 1 Nautilus ain't so tanky. And right now it's looking like Fiora ain't so tanky either, trying to get away from this Mordecai as they run away right now. Being chased by the Amumu. Amumu Q being able to land on top of Lissandra. Lissandra being able to snare him down. It's going to try to turn around and run away as Gwen is chasing right behind him. Lissandra going after this Amumu, but Amumu's got some backup from the Aurelion Soul. Aurelion Soul being able to use the Fire Breath. Aurelion Soul being able to get this kill. Going ahead, Gwen. Gwen trying to chase him down, but Gwen going to get blast coned away as it Ghost is. But Aurelion Soul ain't afraid. Going to keep chasing him down, and they're going to just turn away here. 2 kills already over to the side of Blue.
Oh my gosh, these ads are killing me. Watch out for another ad if you're not subbed. It's gonna come in a minute roughly. If you want to avoid it, go ahead and get that sub in.
You got that Twitch Prime, you can use it, guys. Come on.
Actually, really good for Mordekaiser here early, getting that trade to get Fiora pretty low. Fiora should have a very strong presence in the lane early, so too good for Lima in a very good spot right here.
And especially with the rest of the team already showing some, you know, they're showing life on the rift right now. A small little fight going on here, trying to hit those vitals. Literally, I don't know what's going on here, but if you're just staying in that field, not able to trade off back any damage, it's looking like the Mordekaiser understands how to play around this Fiora.
Yeah,
the one thing that...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, one thing that Mordekaiser could be doing to help his case out is right now where that vital proc, walk away. Which... no, he's not doing it. If you walk out of Fiora's range, it resets the vital completely.
Yes, that's very true. You can reset Fiora vitals. If the Fiora knows that, she'll try to chase you to stop that. But it's a good way to avoid easy procs of the vital hits.
Right now, that's definitely proven, not allowing those vitals to hit. The Mordekaiser is definitely significantly healthier, and also Fiora being based on mana is going to be some, is going to definitely cause a little bit of issues for them once they start to get low on resources. And the Mumu's here, so we might be able to see something.
Sure
If they're wanting to dive, they need to go now with Fiora's W being down. But
Yeah.
instead it's gonna be a handshake, just push the wave and recall.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Fiora supposed to win this matchup?
Yeah, Fiora is very good onto Mordekaiser.
You know.
As of recently, I think it's more of a skill. It's always been a skill matchup, right? Because Fiora can parry the Mordekaiser ult and set it on cooldown completely, but you need to time it perfectly.
Well, it's more like, just if you play around her vital procs, you can have a really strong early game with her. Because you can also use your Q to avoid basically every forward ability. But
Looks
so
like
far,
right now
too good for Lehman playing it very well.
Oh yeah, so Portal Combat officially right here. Is he gonna go in with the Q? No, we were just getting some fights over vision. Oh, I just realized Leona's actually running Glacial Augment, so that definitely does make it a little bit more dicey when they go in.
She's a little extra sticky.
Yeah, you want to stick on top of them, but you sacrifice some of the like aftershock tankiness that you would get from going in. And speaking of aftershock, going in is this Nautilus trying to help out, get some damage down, but you're just on a Leona. Not going to be enough when you got the Ashe just tagging you with autos over and over and over again. Gwen's down here thinking that they're going to be enough to be able to help, and it's looking like this. The ultimate actually end up being used by both of these champions. Mordekaiser being able to fight while the Fiora ultimate is on top of him. Fiora trying to get the vitals off. Being able to get him, getting a little bit of healing, able to sustain within this fight. But it's not going to be enough, and as we were saying, it's supposed to be a counter, but it's not. And looking like right now, Samira using the W to try to get away, but they're not going to be able to do enough. She flashes out. Clean play by the Samira to escape that gank.
Yeah, it's very well done, Nithros. Yeah, if you get into the Mord ultimate, it gets a little scary, but Fiora did a good job procking her 4 ultimate procs to get that healing. And now the ult's down, so you still just farm, look for the Vital procs, and it's not too good.
Hard to tell in Spectator. If Fiora ults Mordekaiser first, and then Mordekaiser takes her to Brazil, does Fiora's ult also go to Brazil?
Yeah, it stays on the board. It's not like the Alawi, where the tentacles are what does the damage.
Gotcha.
For Alawi, it's really good because if she ults and then Mordekaiser ults afterwards, no tentacles are there to hit you. With Fiora, the ult just sticks on top of the Mord.
No, really good parry from the Fiora, but it's not going to be enough as the damage is coming out. I don't know. Actually, just going to run away, and the Mordekaiser is just going to allow it. Not going to agree with that flash, trying to get that kill.
Mordekaiser was smart by sticking to the wall. Fiora couldn't get the vital proc for the damage and the healing. And that's why he ended up winning that trade overall, even though he got stunned.
And another vision fight between the two mid laners right here. Quickly get that vision ward. They're going to get out of there. Gwen on the blue buff. I don't know if I've ever seen Jungle Gwen actually.
Jungle Gwen is good, but she's kind of like, she can farm really well. But also, her strength is going to be ganking early on, which Amumu's been able to get a head start on that.
And that's an insane E being landed on top of the both of them, and Leona not going to be able to do enough. The ultimate landing there from the Amumu will Poco once again, showing that he can do some serious damage with this Ashe. But unfortunately, Ashe might be done because the Gwen is just sticking on top. No, I was wrong because of the fact that he goes down with the double kill going over to Amumu as the skies comes crashing down. And from the Aurelian Soul and everybody else sticking on top of this Lissandra. Lissandra has nowhere to go but to attempt to fight and try to take one out, but it's not going to be enough. And we see this is going down. It's really going down hard on the side of the
Almost a huge play, but really well done by Lethal Lime there, getting a lot of stuns and kind of stopping that Samira right when she ulted. And they were all able to survive quite low. Kendall just make the hero play.
And I don't think it's going to be enough there. Unfortunately, Nautilus thought that they might be able to potentially steal it, and instead Flame is just going to take his life. Midlife crisis going down, but I don't think Amumu has anywhere to go. Just going to have to give up his life. Shutdown going over to the Samira. That's a real big shutdown for them, especially since they're trying to go that collector first.
I got a little bit of money onto Samira, but overall, that fight going very well for Velocity, up about 2.5k gold right now.
Welcome to Brazil. A big old fight going on in the top lane as the Mordekaiser is able to chase down the Fiora. Fiora currently under grievous wounds, so the healing's not gonna matter at all. Trying to get away, but it's just gonna be able to just go into the brush. And this is really this is unfortunate to watch right now as Fiora tries to go in, but that Bramble Vest is just doing work. Fiora not able to heal as Lissandra's going in, trying to take down the Mordekaiser's snare. Mordekaiser 1v2. Mordekaiser trying to drag him in, but gonna be able to get away as the Fiora ultimate's used. And then Lissandra thinking they can go under the tower, but unfortunately not gonna be able to do so. Mordekaiser able to get away in that 1v2 moment, still establishing dominance up the top lane. Now, the Leona ultimate, the center landing onto the Nautilus trying to do something, but the Ashe ultimate landing on the Nautilus, the autos tag, another one going over to Wheel Poco in this bot lane.
It's fighting across the map. I think Lima could have pretty easily killed that Fiora when she ran back to that middle lane push. Ended up getting ganked by Lissandra, so stayed safe, but I think that could have been a kill there.
So right now, that early Bramble is going to be a pain for Fiora. She can't take the sustained fights anymore. Mordekaiser gets a big chunk of healing with his W, so he can take the longer fights. He'll come out with better healing, and he's just going to be ahead in items. He's also up 72 CS to the 58. Level 9 to, I believe Fiora is also level 9, but we should be seeing Mordekaiser hit 10 here first, if I'm not mistaken.
Right now, Aurelion Sol's going in, the ultimate used by Lissandra to kind of stop him. Sky's coming crashing down, gonna miss their flash forced out by the Lissandra. And jeez, Aurelion Sol going ahead and showing that the lead that's being established here, like from the side of Velocity, it's a Rylai's versus a Lost Chapter, a Trinity versus Collector, the Jungle Gap even currently, like in items, just components versus a Demonic. It's right now Velocity is really trying to take this game by storm. Good stun landed.
Who do you think has the better late game here?
Mord's way better for team fights. Fiora is just a split pushing annoyance. If you get to the hyper late game, Fiora will win this again, just because once she has like 3 or 4 items, she's ridiculous. But as far as like this game, I think Mord will be more useful from this point.
The other thing we got to think about is that Samira technically isn't behind. 2-1, all the deaths have been on Nautilus so far, for the most part. Nautilus will be behind. Like we see the Merc Treads completed for Leona versus not even tier 1 boots for Nautilus. However, Samira can carry these fights, especially with her full crit build.
We'll have to see what happens when we get to that point, but right now, just under a 4k gold lead on the side of Velocity. This is looking kind of scary right now in this early game. Only 13 minutes in and we're already this far ahead. And right now we're getting a big fight. Get taken to Brazil, Fiora. Try to get your vitals off if you can. You got 2 more. 1 more. Able to get the healing, and it's looking like a quick sustain fight here. But that Bramble being a problem, but the flank coming from underside. And right now, big shutdown going over to Samir, being able to kill off the Ashe. As we just seen 2 major things happen for 2 big things happen for the side of NRO that might be able to help them out at least. But it's still big time ahead for them. 2.5k gold lead on the side of Velocity.
Yep, very nice for them to get those shutdowns. The Samir did fall afterwards, so only got that much gold back, didn't get to get all the farm as well. And looking like Velocity's gonna look for this dragon shortly.
Unfortunate misplay by Mordekaiser. He allowed Fiora to get one of the vitals that was against the wall by stepping outwards. And so she had the 2 easy to proc vitals left. I believe had he not done that, Fiora wouldn't have been able to heal as much. He might have been able to at least go 1 for 1.
Looking like Velocity will get this ocean dragon for free. The Gwen not near enough high. And Aesol going into the enemy jungle deep.
Just wanting to be able to do whatever he feels like. He feels like he's powerful, and I think he's proven it. Curse of the Sad Mummy coming out, being able to get a kill onto the Lissandra. The Brilliant Soul, fire breathing backwards, able to get away. Ash using the W to be able to keep someone off of him as he gets away from here. But Amumu going to be able to sacrifice his life. Fiora not going to be able to really be able to get away from this Ash at all. Wheel Poco going ahead, getting another kill for himself. The Nautilus hook land not being able to land means that the Ash is still able to continue to free fire here. Double kill going over to the Ash as the Aurelion Soul goes down, but the Ash just doesn't care. Is this going to be the triple kill? Is it going to be the quadra kill? Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get a pentakill. The support died much earlier in the fight as well, or not the support, but the mid laner. It doesn't matter because quadra kill going over to Wheel Poco. That is insane to see from Velocity. Just don't give him this Ash, apparently.
I made a mistake banning the Melio and not the Ashe.
Definitely got to just run them down there. Was having a very good time on this Ashe for Wheel Poco.
Could imagine like behind the keyboard, he's like getting hyped. 7-2.
Early call
Congratulations.
from Blitz and Wheel Poco's the MVP.
The Ashe is clean. I can't even lie. He's playing it very cleanly, and once that hook was not landed, he was able to just go ahead. Well, right now he's not playing very clean. He just wants that turret, and now he is gonna just go ahead and free fire onto the knot. But seeing that the Samir is there, it's time to just back up. But he has two giant CC bots basically right there. The Cook not gonna land, so now Leona doesn't even need to use the ultimate to get onto the Nautilus. The Nautilus is just gonna have to keep sitting there and taking the damage. Leona keeping Samira off of them while they go ahead, and Wheel Poco going unstoppable. Samira ultimate being dropped, being able to take out the Leona, but it's not gonna matter because the Ashe is still going insane, but the kill goes over to Amumu on that one.
And meanwhile, looking
You
for this
right-clicked
Rift
on real.
Herald on the cross-map play.
I'm happy for them securing objectives, but the 6K gold lead, you gotta make something happen here. And Gwen is just gonna go ahead and just try to fight the Aurelion Soul, but it's not gonna be able to do anything. Objective bounty claimed by the Gwen as everybody is being engaged upon. Aurelion Soul just jumping on top of the Lissandra. Lissandra trying to get away. Amumu going ahead is gonna take out the Gwen as well as take out Lissandra. But there's no way the Fiora is going to be able to fight this out as there's 3 people on her. Mockingbird going to go down to the Mordekaiser. And that's just going to be another fight as literally Velocity is just taking the game by storm.
Yeah, they got their lead and they're driving with it, so always good to keep up the pressure and not let the enemy team back into the game.
And this is the unfortunate downside of primarily pick comps, where if they're starting to group, like blue side is over here, they're using their abilities together, it's hard for champions like Fiora, champions like Gwen to do much because they're better off in 1v1 situations than they are in teamfight situations.
As we just had a little supportal combat there, trying to get any pick they can. It wasn't going to be enough. Right now, Mordekaiser has the Lissandra in his path, but I guess since he saw the Fiora coming, it wasn't worth it to try to fight 1v2, so he's just going to back off.
Also with the MVP talk already happening, don't forget about Casual as well. He's been all over this map setting up the lanes, so he's been doing work.
He's doing God's work.
He's being the jungler that you want in your solo queue.
Not the hero we thought we needed, but the hero we needed all along.
He's the hero we need, but not the hero we deserve.
He stole from his
Dang,
carries
Pyro.
game 1. Got him. Take one
He
kill
stole
on your
one
chop limit.
kill.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Hey man, if the carry couldn't secure that kill, then they didn't deserve it.
I know when Blitz is supporting, he'll never steal kills from the carry. I've never
Oh
seen
yeah?
it happen.
Well,
Never seen it happen.
right now
Why
it's
should
looking like the Ashe ultimate have went wide, but the Ashe is coming up behind the Nautilus. I feel bad because it's just primarily the engage started by the Nautilus that ends up ending while Lethal Lime is able to use the Ignite to take the kill on the Samira. They're engaging onto it, but unfortunately not going to be able to catch up because the stun's coming out. This Leona doing God's work by really being the main support. Flame taking out Kid Buu as we see Mordekaiser take out Marbra, and it's looking like we're seeing them just gonna barrel down this mid lane. Literally 9K up at 20 minutes, 23-7 velocity. You guys have really just shown that you can stomp this game.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, taking down that tier 2. Only 4 towers remain outside the base. And picking up this third dragon, put themselves on soul point for this infernal. Velocity is looking very in control of this game.
And I don't see a whole lot of avenues where, again, I agree with Pharaoh when he said like them having the Samira means they're not completely out the game just yet. And then when you said they had the Fiora, so they're really not out the game just yet. But once you're 20 minutes in and they can literally just slap you with a wallet, it's kind of like, uh-oh, like how do we minimize any more bleeding that we're already doing as is?
So the biggest thing is they need this standing gold. They need this turret gold. They need to build up the waves.
And Ash Ultimate landing on top of the Nautilus, but Nautilus using his flash to try to get out of there, and it works for him this time.
They could get a pick on this Ashe while they're not fully grouped as well. Could give them a good amount of money.
And right now, looking like Fiora shows no more fear to this Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser not being able to really do as much as he was able to do before. Fiora actually finally getting some advantage, but we have the Ashe here to try to support their top laner. Flash for Flash coming out of here, but I don't think it's going to be enough of vision being kept. And then immediately spell immune from the parry to try to help survive a little bit longer, but it wasn't going to be enough. Sorry, Fio. Ashe is going to take your life.
Yeah, having the Sunder is very nice in the board matchup for Fiora, but when other people show up, she still will get run down.
I feel real bad for this Gwen because this Amumu just full on hurts as they go ahead right now, and they're still going to continue to flex their lead on top of their enemy team because they're not going to be able to do anything. Another kill going over to Gwen getting taken down. That's such a flex with Aurelion Soul. You can just fire breathe backwards. Yeah.
First time Aurelion, by the way.
By the way, luckily Aurelion's not really like that hard of a champion.
His old self was.
Fire.
I think the biggest thing is just using his little dash thing correctly. And then yeah, you hit Q and just breathe on people.
Problem is right now, red side is just so far behind. There's probably no coming back, unfortunately. Unless they get like a big pick on Poco, they start getting these shutdown bounties, and then transform that into the standing turret gold to get more money back into the pockets of everybody globally.
But they can barely push out from their side of the map. That's the problem.
Alright, that's like, what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is to even get vision down so they can even push against this Baron push it's unfortunate. You're saying it's unfortunate, but maybe we can actually get a slight pick here, as right now the Amumu and the owner are trying to help fight, but here comes Aurelion. The Sky gets dropped as well as Nautilus, as many of them are trying to fight. Double kill over to the Aurelion Soul as the cleanse is used by the Samira. Ultimate coming out from the Samira, but the breath of fire coming from Aurelion Soul, meaning a triple kill for the side of Velocity Gaming. And you're not going anywhere, Theo. I'm sorry, come to Brazil with me. We're gonna go ahead and keep trying to fight here. The Vitals getting tapped. It's gonna be enough. No, it's not, as Theo tries to run away, but Mordekaiser is sticking on top of you. A couple more autos tick down to the DOT. And looking like right now, unfortunately, this game is looking like it's over.
Yeah.
Nautilus trying to be the final saving grace. But that's another kill. They might actually be able to do something here. Can they pull him over? Nope, they're just allowing the Ashe to free fire directly onto the next. And that's the end of the game there. And Velocity showing absolute dominance at the end there.
Very well played by Velocity there. Picking up the 2-0 victory. Had a pretty back and forth game 1, and then just got that lead early game 2 and kept control to the victory. Nitro is still having some good plays there, but unfortunately just too far behind, wasn't able to get enough pop-off plays on that Samira. And we'll go ahead and create this poll for the MVP vote.
He right-clicked them real good.
Sometimes you just gotta right-click them.
Remember, kids, the harder you right-click, the more damage you do.
True. That's why I played Tryndamere. I just right-click really hard. Poco. And lethal.
Can't forget about casual plebs.
I got them all. Alright. Here is the MVP vote. Go ahead and vote on that poll who you think should be the MVP. I don't know if any of the people from Velocity are around. If the MVP is here, we can pull them in if they want to do a quick interview. If they're not here, one of the team members could do it. If not, then no big deal.
We'll give him like a 2-minute timer to let us know.
Actually, if the MVP isn't here, if Lethal's around, we could pull Lethal up and let the captain do a quick interview.
That's very true too.
But looking like 2 votes for casual, 1 vote for Wheel Poco so far. Get your votes in if you haven't, and let us know who you think did the best in the series. I think I agree with the casual one. Wheel Poco got to look really good once he had those kills, but I think very much got set up by casual. And then Flame for game 1 had a very pop-off game. Was a little more tame game 2, but definitely did what he needed to do. What about you guys? What are your thoughts?
I voted for casual.
I'm gonna give it to casual as well. I'm the type of person who really likes to give it to the people who enables the team. So
Malco knows me. He knows my original role.
I like those people who can enable the team and allow them to actually be able to do that. And again, Wheel Poker was definitely a clean player. Don't get me wrong at all, definitely clean. But again, that presence on the map definitely made a big difference. And then even in the first game, like the way the Shaco was played, just absolutely troll. And it just made NRO's time a real hell. So I got to give it to casual plebs after that one.
For sure, and casual plebs does indeed take it. I don't know if he's around or if Lethal's around. They could jump up and we could do a quick interview.
Come on down. You are the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Yeah, junglers don't get enough recognition.
I mean, who even likes junglers? Come on now.
Everyone knows junglers aren't real people, so.
Junglers is just like that one uncle that just visits every so often, drops off a gift, and says, "I'm gonna leave now. Bye."
And usually that gift is inting your lane.
I'm not hearing back from Lethal right now, so we'll just skip the interview. Got any closing thoughts for the game or the series?
I did not expect that second game to go the way it did.
Yeah, they got that lead and they ran with it. Very well played in this series to Velocity. Good job, Flame, for stepping in for them for that mid lane, and we'll see how all the teams do. I would look to stream some more games, but this was the only VOD I was given for this week. So captains, please make sure you get those uploaded so we can have more content to stream. And keep an eye out. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, we'll get the Seer podcast in to look at Week 8 coming up. Once again, check out the Loots page. Beard's added a couple new items as far as some, I think, t-shirts, koozies, mouse pad with the Valhalla logo on it if you're interested in
the
any of
mouse
that.
pad's so
The mouse pad is like, yeah, that's one that's gonna be secured, definitely.
And if you've got your Prime sub just sitting around, or you want to give us a sub for the channel, we'll definitely take it, and we will love you for at least 30 days. I see Lima's around here, but has the Prime but doesn't have the sub here, so maybe you could toss one our way at some point. But with that, thank you all for watching. It was a fun series to cast, and we will catch you next time.
Yes, sir. Peace.
I never thought higher is essential. They're crude and unspeakably plain. Maybe they've a gleaming of potential. If I lied to my vision and brain. That your powers of retention are as what as a warthog's backside. As sick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expression. The lights are not all upstairs, but we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unawares. For the chance of a lifetime, be prepared for sensational moves. A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer. Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And justice deliciously squared. Be prepared. For what? For the death of the king. Why? Is he sick? No fool will kill him. Simba too. Great idea. Who needs a king? No king, la 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 la. Idiots, there will be a king. Hey, but you said there will be king. Stick with me, and you'll never go hungry again. Is littered with prices, and though I'm the main addressee, the point that I must emphasize is you all get us now.